Hello everybody, Cedric Procedure here, CRWC commentary, and we will be reviewing Ring of Honor because that's almost the only show that we can watch. Pretty much afraid to watch Impact Wrestling, but we should give it an honest try.
Okay.
And see how it's going to go downhill or something. I don't know. There's a few other wrestling companies out there. There are. I'll be honest with you, I am actually kind of interested in watching WWE, at least Raw. But the problem is, I listen to Jim Cornette, and I have heard some other freelance podcasts, and it's primarily talking about the talks, not so much in-ring action. So it's not really wrestling. But I know that they got to build up to their match. So I just not know how to feel about that. Plus, 3 hours? Really?
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'm drained thinking about Ring of Honor's 2 hours. But before we get into that, we are going to have to answer some viewers. Well, at least one. So put that graphic up. Because that's what we're doing, answering viewers. So, Cedric, you got the helm on this.
Okay. So the first comment is from RF Hextra. I like this content every day. Thank you so much, RF Hextra. We appreciate your steadfast commitment to us.
Yes, it has been. It's been stalwart every step of the way.
We greatly appreciate it. The next comment is from Zemo times 2534. Or I like to say, Zemox.
No, we do not associate him with Goon.
No, it doesn't say Zimgoon.
Yeah. It's Goon's other voice, other name, you know.
I do not acknowledge. All right, his comment. Money is not everything. I know people need money, but is it worth subjecting yourself to humiliation?
People do often.
Many times they do.
Watch that movie, Barbra Streisand, Nuts.
Yep.
Watch that.
Mm-hmm. It's old school, but it's a good one. It teaches you a lot.
It's so accurate.
I doubt Trish was thinking of money when Vince made her bark like a dog. I'm going to counter you on that. I bet that was the only thing she was thinking about. I bet she thought, you know what? I'm making so much money. I can do this and get past it and move on with my life.
Growing up, I thought everything had a moral objective. Right, wrong. What's best, what's kind, what's not kind. That's what I thought. And then there were people for no money, just popularity in school. People that I would call kind of an acquaintance or at least a buddy started treating me like crap because they didn't want to be pushed out. They didn't want to be an outcast. This ain't money. This is just popularity. They didn't want to be associated with me. I'm the fat kid at school. They didn't want to be around the fat kid at school. So others would insult me, and that it made them not want to be around me. Think about Vince McMahon. He's an authoritarian. He's wealthy. So he's the owner of the company. If he wants Trish to get on all fours and act like she's peeing like a dog, she's going to do it. Because you can get that money, or you can work for peanuts or scraps on the indie scene where you will never be heard of. Vince made sure to tear up the territories. He bought those out. He helped extinguish that stuff. Trish wouldn't have had anywhere to go that was worth a while. And the only place she could go at the time would have been OVW, which worked for WWE, which worked for Vince, which means she'd still be under him. So, yeah, she won't doing it for the love. Trish probably had said some things, and Vince was like, oh, really? Well, let's do this. And it gained Trish sympathy because I remember that, and the crowd, some laughed, the rest didn't. And it made Vince look even more of a heel, which is what he was trying to do. It didn't make Trish look cute, sexy, or none of that. And I remember thinking, why would she do this? This has nothing to do with anything. I wouldn't have put my finger on it back then. If you gave me $10 million at 45,000 guesses, I wouldn't have thought that. She didn't have a choice. You know, that's just it. The authoritarians do that. I always known Vince McMahon was an authoritarian, a bully. I just didn't know he was all this other stuff. You know, I thought protect your money, protect your empire. That's what I thought. But go ahead.
I doubt any of the women he sexually assaulted were thinking of bloody money at the time.
Oh, they were.
Yeah,
they were.
There are
a lot. I'm not saying it's all money. I don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's all money. What I'm saying is, it was most likely I will do these things because you're paying me an absorbent amount of money. And then he goes well beyond their line quickly. And then it turns into, you know, he said, she said. And look, even with this abuse, all right, this unwanted, unprovoked abuse, she took the money. That's once you take the money, you can't say that the money wasn't it.
And
it's messed up.
She came out about all this because the money promised did not come.
That's right.
See, people underestimate. A lot of people underestimate the mental stranglehold that not having money chronically throughout your life can put on you.
Yeah,
if you grow up poor,
if you privileged, you don't even. Money's no thing.
If you grow up poor, not having stuff, needing stuff, not wanting, needing stuff, and not being able to get it, having to do without because the finances just are not there, having the bare minimum to survive, or maybe not even having that and still having to survive, and you get put into a position where you are faced with money beyond your wildest dreams, and all they say you have to do is give up your body.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to say okay. A lot of people are going to suffer the humiliation because that humiliation isn't worse than growing up without or living without. It's a powerful fucking thing.
And then take into account those that do grow up privileged. They grow up without thinking about money because they just got it. So they just have, first world problems, stuff that don't matter really. And they turn it into a mountain. And all of a sudden they're under the threat of losing it. And then someone comes in that still got it and they say, you can lose it, or I can pay you this and you'll still have some of it. They're going to say, sure, because they are afraid, because they know the grass is darker on the other side. They've always known it, and they'll do anything to uphold that bright grass. Anything until it gets too much. Then they say, I'd rather be poor in a shack than living like that. Because what Vince did, what Laurinaitis and Lesnar and some others did, and then people like Michael P.S. Hayes, what they permitted, what they turned a blind eye to, a deaf ear on, that mess is scary.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fight that. And then here's the other thing that she was probably deathly afraid of. They could make her go missing and no one would even know.
No one would know. Nobody no one has vocalized that. She could have gone missing and been unalived and we never would have known nothing.
And then they would ask them, do you know of her? Yeah, she worked here. Yeah, she worked here. She worked here this time. Yeah, she did all these things. Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, she just got mad one day. She said she wanted to leave, and I begged her not to. She didn't come back to work. I don't know. It's not my problem. And move on. And they're not going to press that. You know, Vince has a lot of money. You don't bother people with a lot of money, because if those wealthy people get on your show and they endorse your show or whatnot, that's more money for you. Cash rules everything around me. That was the song. You know, so there's a lot into this stuff. You know, Vince and people like that, they're evil. They're evil. They didn't get anything out of it.
Nope. Nothing.
Nothing. Paid millions of dollars destroying somebody's mind. You know? Just for, basically, just frat boys. That's basically what they were. It sucks. It really does suck.
All right. Vince is scum, and he deserves to be in prison for the rest of his life. Well, no qualms with that.
He'll die before he goes to prison.
Sorry, but this is very serious for me. Men like Vince have way too much money in their minds, and in their minds they think they have the right to do whatever the F they want. It pisses me off beyond belief. Women deserve respect. If any of the AEW wrestlers and WWE wrestlers had any pride or self-respect, they would join proper wrestling companies. Wrestling companies that would treat them with respect. I'm talking about companies like TNA, NWA, MLW, Pro Wrestling Noah, and New Japan Pro Wrestling. They would not join those companies just for money. They would join for pride, a chance to build their legacies and love for pro wrestling. No one has any self-respect in wrestling at this point. Anyway, thoughts on Ring of Honor. Nyla and Athena.
Well, hold up. No. He done said.
Oh, sorry.
No. Sorry, I'm feeling puny over here. I ain't feeling right. And I'm trying to get my mojo going. I just can't. But look, all right, seriously. It's a serious subject for you, but I got to say something. You say women deserve respect. Everybody deserves respect. If respect means being decent. You know, some people conflate respect and fear. If you respect me, you will do what I tell you to do. You will listen to what I got to tell you. You will abide by my rules. See, they see that as respect. Because you fear them, you will obey them. And some view respect as just being a decent person. Somebody says something, you kind of weigh it to what your experiences and whatnot, and chill. You know? So it's all about, and I know what you mean by respect. Just everyone else have a different view of what respect is. But I think everyone deserves respect, not just women, because people in general get disrespected on a daily basis. That's just literally what life is. And Vince think he can do whatever he want because he's got money and whatnot. Yeah, it's true. He can. And he has. And he did, and he will. Because he's got money. That's why he did it. He's got money. He owns people. He can do what he want to do. Because it's not so much that Vince feel that way. The truth is, it's how this entire human society is all over the planet. Money equals power. That's it. I've got the money, you don't. What are you going to do for it? And not only do people say, hey, look, you got to work. You got to make money. So what do managers and whatnot do? They will misuse you. What you going to do? Not work? You're going to have to work. That's just it. And then what do people say? Well, that's not a real job. That ain't real money. And I think that's just stupid anyway, real. It ain't fake money. And what they mean is it's not a lot. Okay, so you got to find who's going to pay you a higher minimum wage. You're not going to get a living wage. Because if you do, then that means all that's proven is that, you know, inflation has happened again, and it's all going to balance out in corporations' favor. So, yeah, Vince can do whatever he wants. He can buy politicians. He can buy favors. He can get, knighted people to kiss his ass on camera. He can get someone to bark like a dog. He can get someone to play stupid acting roles and throwing up in buckets on camera. He can make sure wrestling isn't wrestling. And make sure that all the millions of people watching learn and understand that it's not about wrestling. It's about bullshit. He would not give us wrestling. He would give us BS drama, TNA, and that's it. That was the Attitude Era. It was not about wrestling. He crap on tag teams, find who was the one that he wants to find that could be a single star in the tag team, break up the tag team, and push them just enough, and then just rip them away. And then people like Triple H, he got in Paul Levesque, and he buried other people just so he could stay on top. Money, power, influence, who you know. Vince McMahon and every other person out there that's in his tax bracket do that. Just like certain politicians, when voters will be like, if you're not going to do this, then we're not going to vote for you. And then they say, legitimately, I don't want your vote anyway. It's that. It sucks. But yeah, that's our society. We reward wealthy people, no matter how horrible of a person they are. Logan Paul goes to a place of suicide and makes fun of it. And where is he now? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson disassociated himself from him because of that. But Logan Paul, now he's a wrestler. He's famous. He's seen as this ultra wealthy person now. And now Dwayne Johnson is buddies with him. Come on. This is our world. This is how humans are. It sucks. It sucks so much. But people like you, Zemo, people like me, people like Cedra, and others out there that are like this, how we are, we're the bad guy. We go against authoritarianism. We go against abuse. We go against sexual assault. We don't like that stuff. They should be in prison for the rest of their days. They should have been in prison at the first thought of it, honestly. But people like that get rewarded. Case in point, before I let you go on with what you wrote, this guy sexually assaults this woman behind a dumpster, and it's obvious and it's proven. And then they're trying to disprove that he did it. She deserved it, or he wasn't even there. And then the father says, you can't ruin my son's life for a few seconds of fun. That's a quote. You can't ruin my son's life for a few seconds of fun, but her life has been turned upside down and possibly ruined. Because of how society is, they're going to brand her with all kinds of negativity. It sucks. But people like you and I, we're the bad guy because we want positive things. We're good people in a horrible society. That's the truth. It sucks. But keep going, Cedra, because Zemo, he only writes good shit anyway.
Anyway, thoughts on Ring of Honor.
Nyla, I mean, you had nothing about what I had to say?
No,
nothing?
You covered everything. All I have to do is reiterate the same thing, and that's not really helping.
Okay. I just, I ain't trying to, bogart anything.
Anyway, thoughts from Ring of Honor. Nyla and Athena should just join forces and become mega heels in the Ring of Honor women's division. All right. Fred and Tom.
They could.
Yeah.
They could.
But, I mean, nobody would beat them.
Exactly.
It's just nobody would beat them.
But Nyla then came on as she would have to be an equal, because Nyla is showing herself, like I'm in charge.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But it's possible that could work.
Fred and Tom, I was confused about this, but Fred Rosser and Tom Lawler developed mutual respect after their last match last year, and Tom turned face in New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. Honestly,
that's why he was wrestling like that.
Honestly, Tom is better as a heel.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's a all right heel. He was an all right heel from what I could see.
He just looked dirty.
Yeah.
You just want to wash him.
I thought Filthy was because of that. I didn't know because he was a Rudo, but
he just want to wash him. Just want to put him in some real hot water. Get you a Brillo pad and some Dawn, and give him something to bite on.
The Raven effect.
Give him something to bite on and just scrub him till it's over. Yeah, Raven still look dirty. Yeah. Let's see. Ethan Page should definitely defeat Kyle for the TV title. I agree with that.
Yeah, Ethan Page, he's on the roll.
Yeah.
And he looks good.
Mm-hmm.
He looks good. He looked like he's above the fray.
Yeah. Finally.
Yeah.
Had to stop screaming about everything. He was exhausted when he did all that damn screaming. It's like, dude.
I can't even remember that stuff.
Dude.
I can't remember that stuff.
Everything. He was screaming about everything when he was supposed to be a heel. Trying to be intense or something. It's like, you gonna pop a vessel.
Oh yeah, doing the WWE promos when they gotta yell about everything.
You gonna pop a vessel for real. This sound like a decent episode of Ring of Honor. I might check it out.
And that one was.
Yeah, it was.
It was. It was a decent episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then they came out with the last one. But this one today's, good.
It was a good episode. Yeah. But we'll get to it.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Dang, that means I gotta take over.
Yep.
But I'm over here crafting in Final Fantasy.
Don't be crafting.
Look, I gotta get something done.
Don't be crafting.
I gotta work on Fire Pro later. Any case. All right, so let's hold up. Let me go ahead and get the graphic off. Gotta be professional here. Get the graphic off. But man, yeah, this whole Vince McMahon thing, I really hope that, how can I say this? As Paul Levesque, he can't really go against Big Daddy, so he's like, we're not gonna focus on the negative, we're gonna focus on the positives. I was like, crap. But I hope that they need to have that company thoroughly investigated and get rid of all the bad eggs. And they need to really rearrange the policies and protect the wrestlers, the talent, the staff, and everybody from everything. And if you feel like you have to walk on eggshells, because you can't be a jackwad or a tyrant, then you need to remove yourself. We got to walk on eggshells. We can't even, do what we want to do with the women anymore. It's like, you know what? You need to go.
What the hell is wrong with you? That's the first investigation. What is wrong in your upper story?
A lot of stuff that won't get checked. All right. Today, in this episode of Ring of Honor, is the TV title tournament beginnings. I don't know what all the other stuff was for, but okay. I guess it was multiple 4-way matches to introduce everyone that's going to be in it, and you get to see them, but it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. So we get Queen Aminata versus J-Rod. And I was like, I've never heard of J-Rod.
Nope.
And then it hit me after I looked at her name, after bringing it up today, because we watched it last night, but we wanted to do the recording today. Is a day later. So this took place on the 15th when it was uploaded. We watched it on the 16th and it's the 17th. But J-Rod I had seen before, but I didn't really watch her. But when it was, she was leaner then. But also I didn't really watch the match. It was in Reality of Wrestling. but that was ages ago. So this I wrote, it was Queen Aminata versus J-Rod, is women's TV title tournament first round. There's 4 matches today. This is the first. And I wrote this was a great match with J-Rod slated to lose, but she fought like she wasn't told she was going to lose.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see more of J-Rod. Aminata is good and impactful. Both women and had the fans in their hands. The match ends with Aminata delivering a stiff headbutt and get the pin. It was a great job. I thought it was a really good match.
It was. You got to see more of what Queen Aminata could do, and J-Rod, she wasn't no slouch. She was bringing it.
Yes, I like some J-Rod. Next we get the Infantry versus Midnight Heat, Ricky Gibson and Eddie Pearl, and they look weird.
They look like throwbacks. That's why.
It was just the tights.
They look like 80s throwbacks.
Yeah, but they look, how can I say, like Jerry Lawler got dressed in the dark and he had to put on the most neon stuff so he could see himself. That's what it looked like. I mean, it was a really good tag match.
It was.
Midnight Heat wrestled old school, showing a fortune of experience in the ring.
Yeah, they were very seasoned.
This display of wisdom proved to be a major pill to swallow for the Infantry, who found themselves fighting uphill both ways. Yeah, I wrote that. Eventually, the Infantry won with boot camp and got the pin. Mm-hmm. But this match, it forced the Infantry to wrestle. They won't all, like, they aren't super flippy floppy as it is, but they bounce all over the ring as well. They won't like that in this. It's like we just bought in the sub boss and now we're gonna see what y'all can do. Midnight Heat was really damn good. I'm just saying, just get some better tights. What they was wearing, just make the darker version of that. We'll be all right.
I liked it because it was so throwback.
Now we're going to get to, I think, the match of the night. I think this was the match of the, this is for the women's TV title tournament first round. Rachel Ellering versus her friend and sometimes tag partner, Layla Hirsch.
Yeah.
This, I wrote, but on the first line I wrote, this match was beautiful. This was just great. Damn, I love this match. I wrote a lot per se. Okay, starts off with not a handshake but a hug, and then they start grappling with pure wrestling skills. Not pure wrestling. No. You get pure wrestling headlock takeovers. You don't throw strikes. It's just grappling. And you out wrestle. Greco-Roman, collegiate style wrestling. Just wrestle, but it was pro style mostly. They eventually lay in some chops with Ellering hitting harder and louder with each chop. And Hirsch was selling those like, because it hurt. You can see it hurt. They exchanged highly competitive elbows and then go into the power moves. After taking a German suplex, Ellering, she steadily got up and then she left with a retaliating forearm strike to the back of the neck of Hirsch.
That was so nasty.
She got up there. Somebody got a great picture. Mm-hmm. They caught her in midair. I was like, oh my, it looked like she jumped off the top rope. She was up there like, I'm going to hit you so hard. You could see it. Ellering, then she takes a Nunardi suplex, that's what hurt her elbow. She landed on her arm, and this caused her major issues. Eventually, the elbow was so bad, the ref halted the match, and the doc had to come out to ringside and check. Because she was hurt. She couldn't put any weight on it.
She couldn't do nothing. She couldn't straighten it.
She couldn't really strike. She couldn't do much. And if this is a work, then
it was damn good.
It was so perfect. The crowd was concerned. Hirsch was concerned but was still in go mode. the doc seemingly popped the elbow back into place. And when he popped it, her whole body jerked off the mat in pain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was on the apron. And I mean, he did something real. He said, okay, here we go. And her body jerked.
Yes. Wouldn't recommend it.
Yep. It's put it like this. It's hard to simulate something like that on the spur of the moment. To simulate that level of pain and reaction.
It has some legitimacy. If it wasn't, she was acting her tail off, and somebody needs to give her an Academy Award.
Yes.
For best dislocated elbow in an episodic wrestling show.
Now, at this juncture, I waited. This was me. This when I started really watching the match. And I mean, I was watching with a fine-tooth comb. I was going through this, all right? Because I had to wait. I'm like, let's see her. Let's see what happens to see how much of a work this is. Hirsch, then going back into my notes, Hirsch hesitated to further the match, but Ellering didn't want to be taken lightly and urged her friend to fight on. Layla didn't hold back, and when she attempted a hammer throw or an Irish whip, that caused her friend great pain. She would grab that wrist, no problem. She pulled that arm, and you would hear a yelp. And she was in pain.
She was in pain.
Unenviable
pain.
Layla refused to apply the arm bar and opted for a knee strike that gained a reversal into a crucifix hold for a 2 count. With her arm weakened, Ellering, she took another knee to the face, and then she was pinned. And I wrote, I'd give that match 4 stars. I want to give it more. It has so much in it. That match, if that match was just wrestling, they wrestled and armbar tap out, okay, I'd be like, well, that's about a 3-star match. It went pretty much kind of where it should be, but it was good.
Yeah.
4 stars, it goes above, what you would think. It goes way above, and it's crazy. 5 stars, that's supposed to be blow the roof off the ceiling. Like, wow, right? Like that, Willow and Athena.
And that was a damn good match. So
this, for me, I gave this 4 stars. There was a spot where Hirsch was going up top for the moonsault, and Ellering, she was trying to stop her just by grabbing the leg. She could only grab it with one arm. This is after it was popped back in. She couldn't do anything.
Mm-mm.
She couldn't roll away. There was lots of times on the mat when she just couldn't get up. It was her dominant arm. She could not get up. And so she had to lay there. She didn't get into place. She had to lay there and get moonsaulted.
Yeah.
She just had to take it. And she kicked out with her left shoulder. And that hurt her right.
And her hips.
Yep.
Every ounce of power she had in them hips. She used to kick out because that right arm.
It was shot.
Mm-hmm.
It was shot. Beautiful match. Beautiful. I want anyone listening to this go watch that match. That's what I want. That took place Ring of Honor February 15th. Watch that match. Damn, that match is awesome. I don't want a rematch. I just don't want any BS and then they break up as friends. I don't want that. I want them to stay friends and whatnot. Backstage, Nyla Rose, she plans on doing a promo, but Athena attacks her with half a table.
Half a table. This is remarkable. For so many video games, for the last 25 years, a half a table has been a choosable weapon to attack someone with. But it's not really practical, because why the hell would you keep a half a table around? What you gonna do with it? It can't half stand up. You can't serve half a meal on it. It's not good for anything. But leave it to Athena to attack somebody with a genuine article, bona fide, half a church table.
She actually did.
Successfully.
I'm going to have to check my eFeds equipment room.
Half a table.
They fought in the hallway, knocking out staff members and stuff, and
throwing folks in the center block walls.
Yep, but Rose, she came out on top.
She did. And Nyla Rose was standing there talking before Athena attacked her with the half a table.
This is what Cedra was marking out on.
And she's standing there, and she looks great, but she's got a hat on, a black hat, and in white on the hat it says hat. And then she had on a black shirt, and in white letters it said shirt. And on the sleeve of the black jacket, written in white letters, it said jacket. And then on her pants that were black, written in white, it said pants. It's so simple and so hilarious to me. All she was missing was some shoes that said shoes.
She was probably wearing them.
And some socks that said socks.
You are tickled by this.
Oh my goodness.
Cedra was laughing.
I was
so
laughing. Nyla, I am loving Nyla Rose right now.
How is it that these people leave the main shows and go to Ring of Honor
and blossom? Absolutely blossom. Like a newly grown flower after the rain, man. It's incredible.
After this, we get tag team action. The Outrunners, Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum. And I'm never going to get which one is which. They're going against a team of Joe Braxton, which is spelled Jeau
X.
Yeah, X. It's Joe Braxton and Ice Williams. They are Lights, Camera, Faction.
And they had their other faction members out there on the floor.
I ain't seen them. I wasn't paying attention.
I saw them.
I wrote not a good match, but a very safe one, if anything.
It was not a good match for the Outrunners because the Outrunners didn't wrestle the way they normally wrestle.
Not at all.
No, they didn't.
The Outrunners, they won with boot camp.
They won with boot camp and went so far as to pull the dude up when he was pinning him. That is new for the Outrunners.
That's old school heel stuff.
So, yeah, it was a match.
It was a match. I would give it 1 star. Backstage, Lee Moriarty walks in on the infantry who's doing a promo, and he tells them that their move was stolen and that he wouldn't take that before backing out with that. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't be me.
Just saying.
Just saying. You know, as I would say, just throwing it out there. Caught myself saying that earlier. I was like, crap. She said I had a catchphrase, and I was like, I got a catchphrase on a TV show, and she told me what it was, and then I heard myself saying it to my daughter, and I'm like, ah, crap. So, yeah. Next match, Brian Keith versus Slice Boogie. We remember Slice Boogie from the NWA, and I was like, you still using that stupid name?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I was like, back then I said maybe it'll grow on us.
It didn't.
No. Short, hard-hitting match. Brian wins with the Diamond Dust and pin.
And Slice Boogie, he went somewhere and got some tips. He didn't come up.
He didn't came up. Next, we got another women's TV title tournament first round match. And this is Trish Adora versus Mercedes Martinez.
Oh, Trish. Trish.
We got complaints.
You look good. I loved your yellow.
I wrote not the best match, as halfway through Adora was physically spent and Martinez steadily joined her. The match ends with Martinez scoring a submission with a half applied dragon sleeper.
So the dynamic at play in this match is the dynamic that we see a lot of times when women of larger stature wrestle women of larger stature. Because in AEW and Ring of Honor, the majority of women are not of larger stature. They are thin. They are short. And Women of larger stature get used to wrestling smaller women. They're easy to throw around. You can pick them up and dribble them between your legs and globe trot and take it to the hoop, nothing but net. But then you get somebody like Willow or Trish, and it's like, woo, wait a minute. You got some heft on you. So they gas out faster. One. I mean, because Martinez, she's usually a bigger woman, bending these little girls up like they pretzels and what's the pipe cleaners, just twist them up in knots and sewing with them. They be messed up. So they got exhausted quick because they're both women of stature. One, two, Trish is coming further and further, and you're seeing her technical ability. You're seeing her wrestling ability. Her problem is, Cedric says she's too polite. That could be the reason why, but she just don't hit hard enough. To be the size and the thickness of woman she is, she needs to swing a fist or a forearm like she is trying to put it through you, not, kill the gnat on your shoulder.
I just want to get that. Trish Adora throws her strikes very daintily. There was a match, I say around somewhere, I think October of 2023, where Adora was laying them hits in. She was hitting hard. She wasn't doing it after that.
Maybe somebody complained.
Maybe there was a complaint or something like that.
She hits too hard.
So then we get the next match, 6-man tag team match. Lance Archer and the Righteous versus 3 pieces of sour candy. John Cruz, JC Valentine, which would be John Cruz Valentine, I don't know, and James Blackheart.
And I tell you,
it was a slow eat 'em up, but blackout by Archer and the pin for the win.
We saw the Boss Man slam.
Yep.
It was nice.
We saw a lot.
We saw a lot, and everybody died.
Orange Sunset is what they call that move.
What?
That body run ace crusher.
Oh, okay.
The Righteous. Orange Sunset.
Oh, that Vincent does.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what it's called. I'm not gonna remember that.
No. I gotta go back to the Trish Adora Martinez match real quick. Mm-hmm. Martinez worked a lower back like I haven't seen anybody work in a very long time. It was a thing of beauty. Just had to say that. I mean, so much so that Trish couldn't do what she wanted to do because she been the egg too long. That back was trashed. It was great.
Yep. So next, backstage, we get the infantry. They confront the Outrunners for using boot camp and promises them that there's going to be consequences if they do it again. So that's what that is.
That's what that is. It didn't sound like they were serious about the consequences they were going to get because they were cracking jokes.
They were.
And
we've been watching y'all wrestle for 37 years.
Yeah, and we never seen y'all do that move. And the Outrunners looking like, and we're going to keep on taking your move too. That's exactly how they look.
Yep. So you can tell they must be chill in the back. But I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Now we get the returning Kenny King versus the disheveled Dalton Castle. I'm so tired of this. I'm tired of the disheveled Dalton Castle. I'm tired of him and Johnny TV. I'm tired of it. It was dumb when it started and it's dumber now. Got to be TV ready. It just dawned on me. It's Johnny TV because he was on Dynamite and all that, right? Yeah. I never thought that TV could stand for Taya Valkyrie. No, I didn't. Never thought about it. No. It very well could. And him and his wife are TV ready. They look good every time they hit the stage. They look like mega stars. They look like stars. So I don't fault them for that. Yep, they look good, and more power to you.
It's undisputed. They are ready.
Yep.
And apparently, Dalton Castle smells like cheese.
Yep.
He looks so messed up. The Kenny King was sitting there looking like, what the hell is this?
Yep. But Castle, he won with the Bangarang and demanded that Johnny TV give him the answer on what does Dalton have to give him for him to wrestle so Dalton can smash his face. I just want to say this. This has been going on for months.
Yes.
Okay? Months.
Of all the things to give a lengthy build up to, of all the things, this match, and it's for nothing.
This match better turn into something. This better be a damn good match. Because this build up is too long.
And it's not even for a belt. Hell, the TV title holder has been conspicuous in his absence.
Yep.
Since he lost on AEW on TV.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Kyle Fletcher's taking a break. Kyle Fletcher's taking a reevaluation of his life is what he need to be taking. Oh man, and he has been a travesty of a TV champion.
So Johnny comes out with his wife, and Valkyrie does the talking, and she says, "You want to know what we want? We want the boys." That leaves the crowd as well as Dalton stunned.
Mm-hmm.
And it leaves me like, you want what?
What you gonna do with them?
They don't win.
What you gonna do with them? Maybe they got some married couple desires.
Maybe, because I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm a wrestler and my wife is like, yeah, we want those two dudes. Like, wait, this ain't no we shit.
Maybe it is some we shit.
It might be.
You don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm not in their life.
That might be how they get down. If so, they gotta find out the boys get down too.
They be in. Hey, you go past the hotel room, you hear somebody, woohoo! That's the
them.
boys. That's them.
Going to town.
Yep.
Getting TV ready.
Yeah. After this, backstage, Athena is angry, and she's like, every single time I do anything with Nyla Rose, I end up flat on my back, beat up. She's like, I'm getting tired of this. So Athena's angry, and she boasts that wrestling and being queen of all she surveys is all she has in her life. And then she challenges Nyla Rose to a tables match next week. I'm like, all right. So then we get another the women's TV title tournament first round match. Diamante versus Kiera Hogan. And Diamante's like, this is going to hurt me a whole lot more than it hurts you. I'm like, man, it's not like you about ready to take the belt off and just whoop somebody up. You know, so, it was a really good match. Heavy shots, good suplexes, really good suplexes.
And what we learned is that these gals are friends.
They gotta be. Diamante, she won with a corkscrew net breaker and then went for the pin and got it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, they gotta be friends.
And she leaned over and kissed her on the forehead, and then she did her, her gunshot taunts.
And Diamante has always been a consummate heel.
Yes.
A mega heel.
But she didn't heel out in this match. She just straight up devastatingly wrestled. But she didn't heel it up.
So it's gonna be what it is in the future. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Backstage, Nyla Rose, she doesn't like Athena trying to dictate anything. So she adjusts the match. Instead of being a tables match, it's going to be a 2 out of 3 falls. It's going to be a best of 3 falls table match. And then she addresses Billy Starks as being slow for some reason that I must have missed. And then she kind of restates what she says. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on.
I think having some time to think about it. For the past several weeks, she has given marching orders that Billy Starks hasn't followed. So she has deduced that she's got to be slow. Otherwise, she'd be doing what the hell I tell her. I think that's where Rose is coming from.
You know what? I can see that. I can see that. This was a good show.
I gotta make this comment.
Your comments are meaningless.
Shut up. And I know, the wrestling fans probably don't care, but I have to make this comment. So, this episode of Ring of Honor, Nyla Rose looked different. She looked completely different. I don't know if
she took off all that makeup because she looked a bit like young Mark Merrow last week.
She didn't take off the makeup. She changed it. She didn't have a heavy eyeshadow on or anything like that. She put on makeup to give her a cleaner, what they call nude look.
Oh, so she took off all that makeup.
She changed the makeup because she still had makeup on, Cedric. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Look, she had heavy makeup on last week.
She had heavy makeup on this week, but it was different. Makeup can give you different desired looks. She changed her look. Instead of looking overly glammed, she used the makeup to get to look like she's toned down and more natural. She also used makeup that had to be a shade and a half darker. Her skin looked rich and lively. She didn't look gray like she normally does. Think about her in the past. She like her face has been powdered down, doesn't she? Like the old school black photographs you used to see in Ebony because they couldn't find anybody to do makeup for black women.
You damn right about that. I'm gonna get it. Yeah.
Yeah, she looked rich. She looked damn near sun-kissed.
Huh.
Yeah, she changed up her look and it looks good. I hope she keeps it up.
I love me some Nyla Rose.
I'm really loving her. I'm loving what she's doing right now. She looks impressive. She is looking like a star. She looks like she's enjoying herself and able to look formidable. It's a great thing. I hope that it doesn't get killed.
That's what I'm hoping. And speaking of kill, that's going to do it for our show. We hope y'all enjoyed. I know it was a rough start. I know. But man, dealing with this, you know what? Screw that. I'm going to say dealing with this Vince McMahon. I ain't in it.
No, I'm not dealing with it, but giving commentary on it.
Yep. It's something I don't really care to touch on too much. I really don't. It's just, simply put, he's caught and he needs to go to prison. That's what needs to happen. He needs to go to prison and not be heard of again. But someone like him, I guarantee you, he'll probably commit suicide or die of heart failure due to the stress of having to
face
the consequences
of his behavior and activities and crimes.
So that's what I think. Just like other people at that stature. So outside of that, let's go back to say something nice. I want to thank all of you who come in and watch our show. You can watch anything, but you chose us, and we appreciate that.
Thank you,
so
RF
much.
Extra.
Yep. I can't remember what it is. Ray Fuba Hub something extra.
Okay.
That's what that is. I appreciate y'all. So look, I'm finna get into Besiege in Final Fantasy and give this about 10 seconds after we close out just for the end screen. It's gonna be the only time I do it. But with that, this has been Cedric Procedure for CR Wrestling Commentary, Ring of Honor. Want y'all to be good, be chill, be safe, and we will see you next time. Counting those 10 seconds.